Right, so what I'm going to do is, having done this, I'm not happy with the sequence of those because I don't think it's very coherent. So what I want to do actually is have it so that it follows these around here. So it'll go deep red, that's a sort of crimson, through to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, through to that lemon yellow. So what I want is like the deep red on this side, and then the red, and then the orange, and going through to the lemon, and then we'll sort of see what happens on that side. So it'll be a little bit more coherent. So I'm going to cut these out using that and that. That's a metal ruler. It's best to use a metal ruler with craft knife because plastic one, sometimes you're doing this and it will just catch the side, and sometimes it will even come up there, and I cut my fingers like that. So also a cutting mat is very useful. So let's just crack on with that. I'm going to do it relatively quick, but not so quick that it's going to, you know, sort of do me some harm, hopefully. I don't want to set a bad example. Yeah, look at that. Pretty well in one go. It doesn't really matter if it takes you a couple of goes to do this. It really doesn't matter. So because I just want to get rid of that, there's a little kind of tiny little bit of white on each edge. I want to get rid of that. So I'm just going to, oh, that's clever. That's really clever. Oh, well. This happens. The other thing I think that is probably a little bit blunt. So let's just do this. There's a method of doing this. He thinks, cool, blimey, that's really, tell you what, there's another method that I use. That one, and just do that so that it doesn't catch anyone, and that go in the bin in a minute. Right, let's just put that back, that way, that way. Right, so where were we? Oh, we'd cut that one. So let's just cut this now. See if it goes straighter. Oh, that feels better, miles better. Right, so that's that, and then this one. I'm pressing quite hard on the ruler. It's really important to hold that in place. And you just have to be wary, that's all. Just be wary that your fingers are right there, okay? As long as you've got control of it, it's just not an issue. But if you take your eye off the ball, which I have done on odd occasions, usually when I'm just in a hurry, you end up, or you can end up in a situation you don't want to end up in, basically. So we're getting there. Seriously getting there. Now, because I was quite ad hoc with the mixing of these, the steps are not the same, but that's okay. We'll live with that. Right, now, I'll tell you what we might just do. I'm just going to use this as a guide. See, this is quite useful, this. You can use your cutting mat as a guide to get a nice right angle on there. I'm just going to move that up a bit because what I'm trying to get is right, you know, you don't need to do this, but I kind of just like getting it sort of, making it quite sort of regular and all that sort of thing. So it does mean cutting a little bit of that purple off. We'll come back to that in a minute. See that? And then we'll do the same. Actually, we can just take that off, and then we'll do the same with this over here. So touch wood, I'm thinking it should be relatively square then. Let's just have a look, see if they line up, see how they line up. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. You know, actually, when I first started this, I wasn't thinking about keeping it square at all, so I guess it doesn't really matter. There we go. That should be correct, around about correct. Okay, all right. So yes, so that, and then these are now free. So with little offcuts in between that came in between. Oh, forgot that one. So sometimes I'll use things like this if, you know, as for another piece of artwork, but to be honest, there's not enough there to work with. So right, where were we now? There was one that was needing trimming, that one. So yeah, that'll do. There, done. So now that's trimmed down. So we don't need that right now, so that can just go down there. So here we go. So that was the nice crimson there. That was that nice red. That was the nice orange, which is, I would say, would be the next one up. Then that was the sort of tangerine, I suppose you could say, is slightly lighter. Is that right? I don't know. Then you've got your cadmium yellow, which is a little bit of a leap there, but that's okay. And lemon yellow, less of a leap there. So what you got here, you see, is it basically should just go round somehow or other. It should follow the, let's just quickly cut that off. Didn't watch this, by the way. Didn't see that. Right, so what you've got that lining up those colours up to the lemon, and coincidentally I'm pretty sure that this is then going to go, oh, why is that not going like that then? That goes to, oh yeah, so that kind of feeds across there and then it goes around there, you see. So what happens is, that's weird, because you'd think that would be, yeah, so that's correct. So that, yeah, of course, what am I thinking? Right, there you go. That's the ultramarine. That's that kind of violet-y colour there, purpley colour, and that's more like the violet colour there. Okay, so I'm just gonna, again, very unconventional method, but I just want to do it like that so you can see that nice and pretty. So basically, I'm just going to put these down one by one, and I'm going to do it relatively neatly, but I'm just going to collage it on. Now, the other thing I'm thinking of, I'm wondering whether to put these together like that so you get the kind of the colours are right next to each other, or whether to leave a little gap. I think I'll put them right next to each other, because even though it may not look as good, at least you get more of this kind of sense of transference from one colour to another. That's kind of what we're after. That's what I'm after. Fine. So now, next little thing, this stuff. PVA medium. It calls itself super, so it must be really good, although it's probably just the same as any other PVA medium. Marketing ploy. So here we go. So to do collaging, look at that. Humus tub, or it could be anything else. Now, just because that is quite thick, to be honest, I think that's not bad, but we'll just put a tiny little bit of water in. Oh, that's loads, probably too much. See, just a tiny little bit. So, double cream. inedible, of course, but what I mean is like the consistency is probably a bit like double cream, okay, but I just want it slightly thicker than that, so let's just put a bit more of that in, because you don't need very much water. So now that is like really like double cream more so it'll just spread a bit better, that's all. So now basically I think what I'll do, yeah, I think what I'm just going to do is see if I can be clever or not. That goes there like that. So I'm going to put these up against there. This is probably not going to work very well, but I've just got a hunch about this. May or may not work. There's method in my madness, okay? Right, so let's just, so what I'm going to do, first of all, no, I'm just going to run with it. I'm not even going to put any of this PVA onto the back of that. I'm just literally going to slap that on there. It may not work, so I may need to put some on, but I'm just busking it, just trying it. See what happens. Aha, it's not bad actually. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is get, I can just find one, a plastic sleeve. Oh, if I can find one, as I said. Here we go, that'll do. So look, a plastic sleeve is quite useful. Just going to put that over there because this, I can press hard. I could do a little squeegee, but I haven't got anything right handy, but that'll do. And just to hold that down, you see? I just want to hold it down, that's all. That's cool. So I was thinking I might need to tape along the edges there, but it looks like it's going to work very nicely without. So next, this one. Let's try that. Let's slap that on. This may not make any difference whatsoever to the coherence of this thing, but it might do. Oh, see, that's ruined it already. Oh, let's get it right in there. That's it. Again, press. The reason I press this stuff is that it's not like paper will tear if it gets onto that sort of drying PVA, whereas this stuff does not stick at all to PVA, so you can, it's quite a good method. Now that's a bit close to there. Okay, now let's put the next one down. Let's make sure we get the right one, the tangerine tangerine dream. Is that come out? No, that's fine. And I've stretched that piece of paper. It's good solid paper, that one. It's like mixed media paper. I think it's about 250 grams paper, that is. We can talk about paper sometime, but paper, I mean, sometimes you can get quite heavy duty paper, particularly for watercolour. But actually, acrylic paper is quite heavy duty as well, but I think it's treated on one of the sides, acrylic paper. It's quite good stuff. Hope that's the right one. Yeah. This is working all right. Not unhappy about that method. So this is probably about the right consistency, but you just have to play and explore and try things out. That's the whole thing with this art business. Just try things out. There you go. Look at that. Oh dear. All right, let's just get that. I don't know why it seems to be going uphill towards the edge. Right. I'm quite pleased with that actually. There's no little air bubbles in there at all. Right, so next one. This one. Right, that does look okay. Didn't realise that those ones would be slightly longer. Thought I'd cut them all level. How long one can be. Right, that's that. That's good. And finally, last but not least, the slightly darker one. I think that is a bit more coherent, actually. I would say, in my wisdom this morning. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that is more coherent. I kind of like that. Looks a bit like a sort of sideways on landscape. You know, if you look at it, that's the top. Yeah. There, look at that. A mini masterpiece. Yeah, it's not bad. Quite like that. So it gives me that. Probably didn't really need that. Oh man, that is pretty cool. And actually that is more coherent. Let's look at that. That's not bad. I've seen worse. Okay, so now that should in some way correspond to this. Might need just to trim that down a little bit. So I think what I just might do, in fact, I'm just going to try something slightly different here. Just cut it along the lemon yellow to that purple. So that's, yeah, it's got to be one or the other. So there, green to purple, that's it. There. So this, you'll see what I mean in a minute. You probably already get it, I expect. Right, now, what I'm going to do now is just go like this on the inside. I hope you can see that all right. Yeah, why not? Got that. That represents that top arc there. Actually, I probably could have done that. I probably just could have left it like that. But no, what we'll do is we'll just sort of, I don't know, put it over there somehow, whatever. We'll figure it out. And then just cut this one. Now, so it's roughly the same sort of width or thickness going around ish. There, done. And so I don't know, does that help? Probably not really. It just kind of enables it to snuck in there. I'm going to go for something like that, maybe. Doesn't really help, does it, actually? About that. Should have made space for that. Never mind. Oh well. That really doesn't help. We'll go there like that. That's what we'll do. Just like that. So, I know. see what happens. Oh. And then just so that fits in like that. Kind of. Not a perfect beast, but that will do. And just give a little trim on that one. There, that'll do. Oof, whatever. Looks pretty bit naff, really. But never mind. Right, so now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to busk this a little bit. And hope for the best. Oh, that's a bit tight, isn't it? A bit tight. Right, I can go in there. Yeah, that's all right. It says we'll have to do as good as it gets. Right, let's use that method again. Just hold it down. And same as that there. A little bit ad hoc. It's okay. Right, I think that's going to be okay. It's loads on there. Should be all right. Oh. Well, should have been. I don't know about. Should be okay. Should have been. All right, that'll do. Loads. And plastic. Right, so that's that done. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, I'm just going to stop that there.